Hello everybody and welcome to yet another guitar lesson on the world of fingerstyle guitar. And today what we are going to do is look at how to play one string with more than one finger. And the reason why I thought this would be a good lesson is because for those of you, and sometimes me too, who use a pick, it's quite easy to get some speed and to get some power on one string with a simple up-down stroke of a pick. And some of you might be wondering if that's also possible to do in fingerstyle guitar, and it is, and that's what I'd like to show you today. And at the end, also, I have an idea on how to introduce you to a classical technique called the tremolo. So let's get started. The idea here is that when you play a string, as we learned from an earlier lesson, if we're talking about the bass string, the thumb is going to be responsible for the three bass strings, and then you have your index finger as responsible for the G string, and then your middle finger responsible for the B string, and your third finger responsible for the E string. I'm just playing a D major scale right now. And that can sound great, but you can only really get so much speed from that, just given the architecture of the guitar in your hand. And so wouldn't it be nice to maybe get a little faster? And so that's what I'd like to show you today. So simply what we're going to be doing is taking our thumb and our index finger, and we're going to alternate with thumb down and index finger up. And we'll do that for a string. And so I'm not even going to use my left hand. Let's just do it open. So let's take our thumb and strike down, and the same string strike up with our index finger. Again, down with the thumb, always down with the thumb, and always up with the index finger. And one thing that might be worth your while to do is to practice that 20 times. 20 seems to be a good number to kind of get it in your brain. And don't worry about speed, but just kind of get the muscle memory down. And notice, by the way, I'm breaking the rule from an earlier lesson on fingerstyle where, again, I mentioned how the thumb gets the bass fingers, the bass strings, and the fingers get the trebles. So, but that's okay, because in this way, rules are supposed to be broken, because the guitar really demands it, actually, for this type of style. Okay, so then for the fifth string, it's the same principle, and this is easy because you don't have to think. It's just thumb and down, thumb, up, index finger, down, thumb, up, index finger. Let's do it now on the fourth string, the D string, still open. Down, thumb, up, index finger, down, thumb, up, index finger. Maybe it's getting a little easier. Maybe you can do it a little faster. Same with the G string. And let's try it with the B string. And it might be feeling a little tight down here, a little cramped, because your fingers are coming together. Totally normal. So if it helps you, if you're angling, maybe angle just a little bit more. Angle your fingers just a little bit more to kind of scooch your pinky and your ring finger and your middle finger out of the way. So let's try that now with the B string, down, up, thumb down, index finger up. And that is the basic principle, but from that basic principle, you can get a lot of speed and a lot of interesting sounds, especially with scales. And that's why I opened the video with a C sharp major scale, which I'll play again. And I'll go slow, down, up, down, up, fourth. It's a perfect fifth, down with the thumb, up with the index finger on the sixth, major seventh gets the down with the thumb and back to the root, C sharp with the up. But it really can be any scale, and if you don't want to do a scale, it can be anything. If you're just starting out, it doesn't have to be anything that musical, just random notes, but the key is always down, up, down with the thumb, and up with the middle finger. Okay, so that's the basic idea. But some of you might be wondering, right, but could I maybe kind of get a third finger in there? Or even a fourth finger? And then you have even kind of a more speed, you have a different sound really, these little triplets. And so we could try that. I'm not used to doing it. The only challenge is, depending on your string spacing here at the bridge, it might be a little tight to get your third finger in there, unless you're playing a classical guitar, in which case there's a lot more spacing on purpose here at the bridge. And classical guitars, of course, can get their third, or even perhaps even their pinky, or excuse me, their middle finger, their third finger, ring finger, and their pinky. However, even if you're playing an electric, and I've done this on my SG, which was a lot of fun, what about the E string, the high E? I left that one out. So we could do a down and up. Yes. And we get lots of speed. But you have the space now because you ran out of strings that are crowding you out. You just have the guitar's top. And so what you could try to do as a practice is what's called the Tremolo Technique. And this is where fingerstyle kind of blends into classical technique, which is something I love to try to do. So you can still take your thumb, and now how about you go up with your ring finger, and then up with your middle finger, and then up with your index finger. You just now are playing four times as opposed to two. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, as opposed to 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. And for those of you who can do that faster and faster and faster and faster, you get this technique. It's called the Tremolo Technique, and it has this kind of, I guess, sort of shimmery quality to the sound. I haven't not done it in a while, but I will try. You want to start slow and then get faster. And a lot of it depends on your nail shape and how big they are. But you're able to get a sound that takes a lot of practice to get that kind of even sound. And of course you can start actually fretting notes, and you get some interesting Spanish styles that's been done by lots of classical people over the years. Memories of course I'm forgetting the name of the famous piece, Recuerdos de Alhambra, I think is what it's called. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So one other thing before I go that I'd like to talk about on this very right-hand centered lesson is when you do your down thumb up with the index finger, down thumb up with the index finger, I think it's a good idea. I always think it's a good idea to keep your right hand close to the strings as much as possible, because you don't have to think about where your right hand is if you know it's close. And to keep it close, there's different anchoring techniques you can use. Some people like to place their fingers that they're not using. In this case, it would be your middle, your ring, or your pinky. They like to place it on the guitar right about here, just to kind of keep it there. And that could definitely work for you. I lately have been favoring placing my ring finger, my third finger, just on the E string. It just not playing it, just keeping it there. And it keeps my hand close and anchored, and it's able to minimize movement of my hand off the guitar, which you generally don't want with this type of exercise. And that's something to think about. if you're able to do that. I have seen guitarists who are able to kind of float around, so this is not an ironclad rule, but at least for me, I found that makes me less accurate. So there you go. There is your lesson on multiple fingers, really 2 per string, as we explore the world of fingerstyle guitar. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.